Everyone, Cake Justello back with another video on my World of Darkness collection, and right now we're going to be going through Mage the Ascension, one of my favorites. Although I guess I really do love pretty much everything but the old World of Darkness. Mage the Ascension was about playing as like witches, wizards, stuff like that. Such a, definitely a better term, mage, than what anything else they could really be described as. Was definitely one of the more imaginative games in the line. You could essentially do kind of like anything you could imagine. Like your characters bent like space and time and matter and like basic properties of metaphysics and stuff like that, and that's why it was like a really cool series. And you're facing off against all kinds of different problems, like crazy mages that their magic's doing crazy stuff, and like the Umbrood, which are creatures from the Umbra that could take on pretty much any shape, and they're just trying to change reality. And you're also facing off against the Technocracy, which is like these people who are trying to solidify reality to be one specific way through science, and that's not how the fabric of reality actually is in the world of Mage. It's not static, it can change and stuff like that, and that's what the Technocracy is trying to alter, and that's like the whole battle of Mage the Ascension. And I have it in plastic sleeves in here as well, like I showed for my other two main games, just because I think it's a very important game in the World of Darkness line. I also want to point out that I bought this copy of Mage the Ascension on DriveThruRPG.com's print-on-demand service, which I really enjoy. I love that I can get the old World of Darkness books now. I made a decent purchase before, which you can actually see on one of my older videos. I got like all the core books, pretty much. I'm pretty sure I got like all the core books for the series of Old World of Darkness, like the ones that would matter, except for Vampire the Masquerade, which I really wish they would put on DriveThruRPG's print-on-demand service. It's the only one that's missing from the revised line of core books. I had a soft cover version of first edition, which I put into sleeves. Pretty sure it was because it was just really beat up the way I got it before, so I wanted to keep it nice and safe in this plastic and everything. And then I also have second edition, which I debated doing the same thing too, but I really love the artwork and everything in this. It gave me a kind of like a new perspective on the world of Mage the Ascension when I looked through it, because I was used to looking at the revised edition. Don't get me wrong, revised edition has really, really good art too. But just like, I remember I saw this and I was just like, whoa, like that's some crazy Umbrood stuff. And then it kind of just made me think like, Umbrood can really just be anything that is just like crazy and imaginative. And it's a really cool book. And I think that any Mage fan looking for new ideas, just using one core book, should just come back and flip through this real quick, and you might, get some new ideas for Mage the Ascension. Next is the Book of Chantries, which are special hallowed places for different mages. It's a pretty good source book for that. It's pretty big for a source book as far as anything goes. It's you can definitely feel the weight to it. Has all that information you need. There's Loom of Fate, which is a specific chronicle, like a little tale to have your characters go through. And I was planning on running this at one point. I didn't actually read through it yet. I just thought it looks pretty interesting by what I had read about it. I don't know. I don't remember too much of it now. It was a while ago that I had planned on running it, but I just thought it was pretty cool. Then I have the first edition of the digital web. They made a digital web 2.0, which I don't have. I don't believe. Oh no, I do have it. It's on the shelf over there. But it's the first edition of what it's like for the mages to go inside the internet. Essentially, there's a lot of cool information here. I know at least in the second one they mentioned some other characters not being mages going there. Like they have vampires that are in the digital web in the second edition. Like I know some crazy Malkavians use like their insanity powers to pretty much get into the digital web, which is pretty cool if you want to use it for more than just mages. Next up is the Book of Shadows, which is a player's guide, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty thick too, good for players of all ages and of all experiences. It is from an earlier. It is the earliest edition of Mage, so always keep that in mind with the information that would be present with them if you ever end up using that. And over here we have the Chaos Factor, which features the last stand of Samuel Haight. Now he was this bad guy that existed in at least the main 3 lines of World of Darkness. I'm pretty sure like he has like powers from all 3 main lines, and some people liked him, some people didn't like him at all. If he exists in your World of Darkness, that's pretty much your choice. I don't know if you want him in there or not, but there's also a mini source book in here for Mexico City, even though there is also a Mexico City by night, I believe. Check me if I'm wrong in the comments there. And here's the Book of Madness, the first edition. I'm pretty sure they do make a version of this for the third edition as well. It's a source book for like being the other kinds of mages that there are out there, like the Nefandi, Marauders, stuff like that. Basically, like evil mages and crazy mages and other stuff like that is featured inside the Book of Madness. Next up, we have Ascension's Right Hand, which is a source book for acolytes. Acolytes were basically ghouls for mages, so like they're helpers, kind of. Although I don't know if ghouls would be an appropriate reference because I'm not sure exactly what acolytes' powers are. They must. I mean, it looks at least like they do have some powers. I'm not too keen on. I'm not. I mean, I don't know too much about them. So yeah, there's also hedge magic, which is like just like smaller forms of magic, kind of like the magic that like magicians would use, like ones you would see in shows and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what hedge magic is. I'm pretty sure it's like weaker magic. I could be wrong, of course. It's been a while since I've been reading up on World of Darkness, so I'm not as fresh as I could be. Sorry, guys. But this is a book, Hidden Lore. It's just it's a smaller source book, and it just has information on like different tables and stuff for spheres. It says a complete chantry set in Seattle, etc. Smaller book on just has like little hidden information and stuff. Horizon, the Stronghold of Hope, which is a book about tools for running Archmage characters, visitor options for visitors, consorts, and infiltrators, and has an inside look on the Council of Traditions. I haven't really gone through this book yet, so I wasn't really sure what it had, but I wanted to get all the books that I could from my local store, so I did. And here we have the Book of Crafts, which is a Magical Society source book. Has a really cool cover, to be honest. And let's see. Histories, beliefs, organizations, and magics for each craft. And templates, rotes, and companion consorts. Beyond the Barriers, the Book of Worlds. Now, this is a book I definitely had spent some time reading through. It's really cool. It has like all this information on the other worlds, like what's outside there, what's outside of the world of Mage, the Ascension, like in the further reaches of the cosmos and the universe and everything. Just the World of Darkness is a really big and complicated cosmology, and this book definitely helps you try to navigate that world. Then here we have the Book of Mirrors, which is a storyteller's guide. Pretty self-explanatory there. It's just a guide for your storyteller, you know. like how there would be for any World of Darkness game. Then here we have the Technomancer's toy box, which has a lot of cool different like devices and stuff for your characters to be using. A lot of different toys and such. It's pretty much another self-explanatory one. It's literally just a bunch of items collected together. It's a really good book. And here we have Digital Web 2.0, as I mentioned earlier. It's just an updated version of what's been going on in the digital web. And here's the Orphan's Survival Guide, basically a player's guide for just being not connected to any one tradition, really, just being a loner out there in the world. And here is the hardcover Guide to the Technocracy. It's another pretty self-explanatory book. It's a book for players and storytellers that would want to be playing as the Technocracy, which are the people that are trying to use magic to create the sort of like static order of everything. Usually portrayed as the bad guys, but I mean, it's all kind of based on your perspective anyways. And then here's Initiates of the Art, which is a source book for like apprentices, which are characters that are just starting off in the world of Mage the Ascension. It's a pretty cool book. Here's another Black Dog book that I have, which means that it's for adults only. It's called Destiny's Price. And what it is it's like a book about kind of like living on the streets and stuff of the gothic punk world. It has source material for mage, vampire, werewolf, wraith, and even changeling, but it's like magely. It's mainly a mage book, as you can see right here. So that's why I keep it in here. It's like all streets kind of stuff, and I can't risk it. And then what I believe is the last book here is Dead Magic, which is a book for well, it's one of the two Dead Magic books. There was a Dead Magic 2, but I couldn't find it. And it's a tome of lost cultures and civilizations for Mage the Ascension, and oh, it's for adults only. It's Black Dog Game Factory. I can't do it, folks. I'm sorry. I forgot to mention that I also have Ascension, which was the last book for Mage the Ascension. The core games all got their own end of the world book. Vampire being the Gehenna, Werewolf being the Apocalypse, and Mage being the Ascension. Whereas Wraith also got End of Empire because it ended very soon, like sooner than all the other games ended. And then all the other smaller lines got put together in one book called Time of Judgment, which was the last like time setting of all the games. And it has 3 different ways to end the world through Ascension. 3 different ways that you can end the world, and I haven't given it a read through yet, but I definitely want to have all of these books in the collection. I only have 2, this and Time of Judgment. I really want to get the vampire and werewolf ones, but having any of them is pretty much really cool, and I would definitely recommend getting them for any group, because I mean, what's the fun of having that end of the world loom the entire time if you never actually go through and do it? And I would definitely also only end the world if you spend a lot of time with your characters and your players, just like building a world together. But yeah, I think it's really cool that they have these in general. I definitely want to buy the rest on print on demand, and I'm probably going to do that. This one I found in the store, but I think it might be a print on demand version. I'm not entirely sure. Nice revised edition of the Storyteller screen, which shows off a lot of the really cool artwork from the revised edition. And that's it for my Mage the Ascension collection. And I'll have a few more of these videos posted up soon, so if you want to check out any more of my collections, just check out my channel down below. Thanks for watching.